Let's play a game. Imagine your brain as an animal. Is it a majestic eagle? A cunning fox? A wise old owl? Nope. Right now, your brain is a sloth. Not just any sloth. A sloth that's been sedated, wrapped in a weighted blanket, and forced to watch C-SPAN for 12 hours straight. That's why you procrastinate like a pro. Your big goals are collecting dust. And your idea of productivity is rearranging your Netflix queue. But here's the twist. Your brain isn't supposed to be a sloth. It's supposed to be a cheetah, a sleek, ruthless 75-mile-per-hour predator that sees opportunities and pounces. I'm Peter DeCont with the Brain Activation family, and you're probably asking yourself a simple question. Why is life so hard? I'll tell you. Because your brain is stuck in slow mode. It's drowning in distractions, stress, and the nutritional equivalent of gas station sushi. But what if I told you there's a way to hack your brain? A way to flip your brain from May to magnetic in less time than it takes to brew a pot of coffee? Introducing Genius Mode, a state of mind where ideas hit you like lightning strikes. Confidence oozes out of you like cologne. And productivity feels like a video game with the cheat code entered. How? With a 583 Hz frequency, the same tool used by CIA operatives to stay sharp under pressure, and A-list actors used to become unforgettable on screen. Best part? We've set the frequency to incredible little movie previews, so it never gets old. Think of it like this. Your brain is a radio. Right now, it's tuned to static, the meaningless noise of emails, deadlines, and your weird uncle's conspiracy theories. But with this frequency, you'll tune into the GOAT station, where every thought is gold, every joke lands, and every decision makes you richer. Still not convinced? Let me hit you with some cold, hard logic. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. Fact. If you're too busy to fix your brain, you'll stay busy being broke, bored, and blah. You think Genius Mode is just for people like Elon Musk and Einstein, and you're dead wrong. Because here's the secret. Genius isn't born. It's switched on, and your switch is waiting. 99.9% of people live in slow mode from age 17 to death. They're stuck in second gear, surviving, never thriving. They've accepted average, forgotten greatness. Their days blur into mediocrity, stale relationships, unpaid bills, kids who barely tolerate them. Dreams gather dust, promotions pass them by. Brain fog steals their clarity. They blame bad luck while their health decays. They tell you it's part of aging, but you know it's surrender. Your brain is on the wrong channel. That's why your life isn't interesting or even worth watching. Stop. Now there's a 0.01% that are living a completely different life. They're in Genius Mode, and no one can stop them. They are the rulers of money, time, and influence. They drink the best wine and drive the fastest cars. They command wealth effortlessly, laugh at problems, make reality bend to their will. And you're about to join them. Your entry into Genius Mode starts in 60 seconds. Those of us in Genius Mode have the hottest, most long-lasting relationships. Those of us in Genius Mode have the most fun in life. Those of us in Genius Mode are always the funniest, most interesting people in the room. And by the time you've watched this entire video, you will know how to flip into Genius Mode in 60 seconds and for the rest of your life. So the world becomes yours. So you actually start getting what you want exactly when you want it. So the law of attraction not only works but runs on steroids. So there's more love in your life. So money flows to you. So you feel younger and brighter every day. Like you've got the cheat codes to a game everyone else is playing the hard way. This transformation to Genius Mode can be activated in 60 seconds. It's not only achievable and attainable, you will be in Genius Mode before you're done watching this. You'll join thousands of us who live in Genius Mode all day long and get everything they want in life on a silver platter. And you won't have to change your diet. You won't have to play Sudoku, crossword puzzles, or any other brain teasers. You won't have to take a pricey brain supplement every day. You won't have to start jogging. You won't have to meditate. In fact, you won't have to do anything at all. Just put on a pair of headphones, watch some movie previews, have a blast, and activate your Genius Mode in 60 seconds and for the rest of the day. That means this works fast, and it lasts. It's completely effortless, and it's proven science. In fact, it's backed by over 65 peer-reviewed studies out of Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. Read these studies for yourself at the bottom of this website if you think I'm making this up. And you won't do this alone. You'll do this with 10,000 others who are just a step or two ahead of you. You're probably wondering who I am and how I discovered the secret to Genius Mode and living a sensational life. I used to be just like you, losing my keys on a daily basis, forgetting my phone number, forgetting what I was saying in mid-sentence, never getting the joke everyone is laughing at, having nothing interesting to add to the conversation. Dead-end job, $30,000 in credit card debt with no way out. My business ideas always died on the table. I was so poor, boring, and dull. My wife left me and my kids barely wanted to see me. I'll never forget my last date with my wife. She had already moved out, so in a last-ditch effort, I said, "Just go out with me one more time, and I promise it will be the night of your life." I regretted using those words more than you can imagine, and you'll see why. She showed up dressed to the nines. She was as radiant as she was on our honeymoon. I took her to the most exclusive restaurant in the city. The conversation went so well I thought I might actually win her back. Then the bill came. "Sir, there seems to be a problem with your credit card." Oh crap, I thought. Not again. Not tonight. But it happened. The hit the fan. The damn credit card was deactivated for late payment. I gave him another one. That one didn't work either. My face turned as red as a Hampton tomato. My wife rolled her eyes, and I heard her say under her breath, "What a loser." That wasn't just a horrible date. This was the end of my family. She paid my bill, walked out, and never came back. I sat there and wondered why I was put on this earth. What did God need me for? Just to suffer? I was a broke, low IQ loser who was no good to anyone until everything changed in a single day. By a stroke of grace, I discovered that Hollywood and the CIA had been working together for years on how to shift people into genius mode. Yes, I said, genius mode. It's a real thing. I found out this genius mode was the exact state of mind Albert Einstein and Nikola Tesla were in at their prime. But it also was the mode Steve Jobs was in during the Think Different era. Elon had it, Bezos had it. Heck, every billionaire I knew of was in it for most of the day. But they never mentioned it in any interview. It was their dirty little secret. Genius mode is the reason beautiful Oscar-winning women in Hollywood happen to be great actresses and have a knack for remembering lines. Did you ever wonder how that's possible? The actress can play a role convincingly with all the array of emotions that requires, and at the same time, be able to remember thousands of lines of text in a day? No one human being is born gifted with a genius right brain and a genius left brain. So how does that work? How can she operate at genius level in two totally different regions of the brain? Nature just isn't that generous, but it's not nature. It's actually technology. The reason the A-list actress can remember thousands of lines by reading a script twice is because she has a team of CIA neuroscientists behind her who have activated her genius mode. Once she's in genius mode, she's in flow. The acting and the memorization all become easy. And she becomes wicked smart in every situation. She becomes basically a polymath. She can act in dramas, action films, comedies. She can produce, she can do impersonations, do combat, and she can be absolutely charming on The Tonight Show, all in one day. She always has the right thing to say at the right time, and she's never boring. How? How is this possible for one human? You would struggle to do just one of those things well. She does all of them well, and in Hollywood, this is quite normal. Many actors who you'd recognize in a second are polymaths. They're all geniuses in multiple domains, and they seem to do it effortlessly. What do all these people have in common? One thing. They're all in genius mode, all the time. And the CIA and their team of 65 neuroscientists got them there. That's why they could memorize 8 different skits and 8 different roles for an episode of SNL on 1 week's notice. Yes, they have an unfair advantage, and they will never admit it. You probably already know this, but the CIA has an endless research budget. The government prints the money, right? And they have a vested interest in Hollywood movies going well. Hollywood admits the CIA was involved in the making of Top Gun, 1986, Zero Dark 30, 2012, and The Recruit, 2003. Anyone can Google that. What you cannot look up on Google is the way they taught these actors to remember their lines. If you wind up on a Hollywood set the way that I did, you will see them at work. You will see these actors put on headphones and close their eyes and veg out. They do this right before they read the script. In their headphones are specific isochronic frequencies which they absorb, and they go on to remember thousands of lines like in a matter of minutes. But it's not just about the lines. These actors don't forget faces. They don't forget names. They don't lose their keys. They don't forget anything. Even though they're under one of the most stressful situations a human can possibly be in, being judged on their performance by hundreds of millions of people constantly, they take it all in stride. And they're funny, charming, and rich as hell. They win Academy Award after Academy Award and give an acceptance speech off the cuff in front of millions of people without stuttering once. They get more and more respect, and they age with grace. People love them, and they love people. They are the 0.01%. They are in genius mode all day long. And the only question is, why aren't you? Why should the A-listers get all the men and all the money, while you're left with the scraps? Why should their health improve day after day, while your heart rate, blood pressure, and blood sugar are all getting worse with time? What we have here is really two tiers of humanity, much like apartheid in South Africa. One level has endless privileges, and the other level can't get ahead. This is the difference between people who live in genius mode and those in slow mode. Those in slow mode will have to sit back and watch those in genius mode run the world and make billions off your backs. Those in slow mode will have to work for those in genius mode for their entire lives and get paid the bare minimum. Just watch it happen before your eyes. Watch as Elon Musk goes from a net worth of 300 billion to 500 billion to 1 trillion in just a couple of years. While you go further into debt, you watch TV. They're on the TV. You grind. They flow. They tell you what to do and what to buy. You do as they say. We think we can never be one of them, but it isn't true. This is why I've started this revolution, the genius mode revolution. The revolution where average people move up in society, right to the front of the line. No more unfair advantages for the powerful. No more dirty little secrets. Now anyone can be a genius in a matter of minutes. This is the hill I will die on. It is my mission to end this inequality, to disrupt the apple cart and shake things up, to teach regular people how to shift into genius mode and do it in 60 seconds, just like spoiled Hollywood heartthrobs do, so you can be happy and free. I knew that if I could give people the same isochronic frequencies that they get each morning, that average people would suddenly be able to live the good life. I knew I could give average people lives of immeasurable joy and titillating excitement just by updating their brains. So you can be with who you want, when you want, and go where you want, anywhere in the world. Buy the beachfront house you want. Buy the luxury car you dream of. Get the husband or wife that will treat you like gold, and have the worship of all your peers. Because that's what genius mode does for one's life. I can make your brain so sharp it can crack any code, win any debate, learn any new language in days, and speed read your way into vast knowledge in every field. I have already proven this works. For over 10,000 people, I can put you in the position to win at shows like Jeopardy or any other game show. I can turn you into a knowledge sponge with the wit of a Jerry Seinfeld, the instincts of a LeBron James, and the creativity of a Steve Jobs. By doing one thing, shifting you into genius mode. One person who achieved genius mode is Daniel Tammet of the Guinness Book of World Records. He set the world records for pi memorization. He memorized pi up to 20,000 digits. He learned how to play Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto No. 1 after hearing it one time. He can read 2 pages of a book at the same time and in 3 seconds. He patented 4 drugs that are now used to treat millions in the US and Europe. But he wasn't always that way. He just stumbled on Hollywood's dirty little secret, the same way I did. Much like Ozempic, they're all using this cheat code in their dressing rooms without breathing a word about it to anyone. They want you to think what they're able to do is inborn natural talent. Well, they don't fool me for a second, and now they can't fool you either. I've let the cat out of the bag. Here's the shocking part. Genius mode is not outside you, it's inside you. In fact, you were in this mode when you were 2 years old. Ever hear of the critical period, also known as the learning window? You were in that state when you were 2 years old. That's how you learned English as fast as you did. You went from knowing 0 words when you were born to knowing thousands of words when you were 3 years old. Why can't you do that now? Why is it that if you try to learn a language now, you have to learn 1 word at a time, and even that's an incredible struggle? Why doesn't it just flow like it did then? Well, a lot of people are to blame, but I point at least one finger at the school system. The school system bumps children out of genius mode almost by design. I hate to burst your bubble. School is not there to make you smart, it's there to make you into a good worker. They don't teach you how to think, they tell you what to think. If you don't use genius mode, you lose genius mode. That's why you got rusty. Now you probably forget words faster than you can memorize them. Now you probably misplace important items on a daily basis. Socks disappear in the dryer. Right, we think it's normal. It's not normal. It's actually extremely disturbing. Nobody told you this, but I will. We've been lied to. As we get older, our brains should be getting better with time, not worse. After all, we're making more neural connections as we experience more of life. The only reason we're getting dumber every day is we haven't figured out how to get from slow mode to genius mode. If you could just get into genius mode with the flick of a switch, all these problems would resolve quickly, and you would start winning at life, and have fun doing it. That's why I created the most powerful brain optimization program ever released since we started walking on two legs. We call it the Genius Switch. It's not a course, it's not a meditation. It's a collection of riveting movie previews integrated with an isochronic frequency on the alpha spectrum. The same frequency the CIA discovered and rents to A-list actors so they can make millions off of us. You don't use it alone. You use it along with the brain activation family, so you're fully supported throughout the entire process. You put the headphones on, and the movie previews will entrain your brain within seconds. Prepare to be thoroughly mesmerized throughout the process because these movie previews are both riveting and mind-blowing. Since we put the 583 Hz frequency in these movie previews, which is the exact vibration that trips the brain directly into genius mode, you literally don't need to put in any effort at all. You just need to listen and watch and let the frequency do all the heavy lifting. You will achieve genius mode in seconds and stay locked there for hours. Because that's how brain entrainment works. It resets your brain waves, whether you focus or not, whether you're sleeping or not. Your brain's frequency automatically shifts to match the external frequency. See links below for the science on how this works. And I'll give you a short summary of the relevant research. Studies show that when your brain is in slow mode, it is not processing information with the speed and efficiency it is capable of. This is because your brain is in either the delta or theta state. These vibrational states will lead to slower decision-making, difficulty concentrating, and feeling mentally foggy. The prefrontal cortex, which is involved in higher-level thinking, like problem-solving, reasoning, and planning, becomes less engaged, resulting in reduced mental clarity. This is the state most people are in naturally, and they have no idea they are in slow mode. On the other hand, in genius mode, the brain is firing on all cylinders. This is a state where your cognitive abilities, such as problem-solving, creativity, and learning, are working at their peak. This is because your brain is operating in alpha waves. This vibrational frequency causes you to be alert, calm, and deeply focused, allowing for optimal cognitive performance. In this state, you can think quickly, problem-solve, and create without distraction. While in genius mode, the brain also creates more synaptic connections, allowing different parts of the brain to communicate more efficiently. This heightened connectivity leads to faster processing, more creative thinking, and better recall of information. Genius mode is also associated with the flow state, which is a psychological state of deep immersion and hyperfocus. Award-winning actors, record-setting athletes, and groundbreaking scientists all became that way because they knew how to get into the flow state. In flow, your brain is totally engaged and runs almost on autopilot, causing you to perform at your peak for hours at a time, with very little effort involved. There are no distractions in flow. There is no struggle in flow. There is no conscious thinking in flow. In flow, the subconscious takes over and everything you do comes naturally and without effort. The only thing you feel is a sense of well-being and excitement for life. You're going to feel so good, you're going to want to run up to the top of the Empire State Building and scream, "I'm king of the world!" And you won't even care how many people are staring at you when you do it. The Genius Switch works because it changes your brainwaves from delta and theta into alpha, but not just any alpha state. A specific peak performance frequency known as 583 Hz. This 583 Hz frequency is honed for optimal mental performance. It is the exact frequency of genius mode, and you'll never get bored of receiving it, because the movie previews that come along with it will keep you glued to your chair. You can't find anything like this on YouTube. You can't find anything like this on Amazon, because it needs to be synthesized in a professional recording studio if it's going to have any effect. It also needs to be an isochronic frequency, not a variable frequency, which requires advanced tools and rare expertise. Nerdy science, I know. Just understand that we have mastered, scaled, digital entrainment technology for home usage. And as a result, we're going to pump you silly with raw, unadulterated mental power. There is no second best. This is indeed the most powerful frequency on Earth, set to the most entertaining movie previews on the planet. You will get smarter by the second, and if you want to prove that, go ahead and play some online chess and see how your scores have improved. You will be shocked at how this specialized 583 Hz frequency gives you an instant jolt of mental firepower at the speed of sound. Once you're in genius mode, the flow state begins, and that is when you can do anything your heart desires. If you want to learn a language quickly, you can. If you want to memorize a long script in 1 hour, you can. If you want to come up with 5 solid new invention ideas in 5 minutes, you can. If you want to write a hit song, you can. If If you want to beat the crap out of your opponents on the basketball court, you can. If you want to use the law of attraction in this state, you will find that the universe will begin obeying your every command. That is because the universe responds immediately to the 583 Hz alpha frequency and the flow state. This means no more bad luck or bad karma. It means only good will come into your life. Every day will be better than the last. You will get healthier, stronger, and happier. And all these changes will happen extremely fast. We have tens of thousands of people using this right now to live their best life. More on them in a moment. Their stories are inspiring and their transformations are so smooth and instantaneous. It's no wonder they call Genius Switch a scientific miracle. And since you're listening to the frequency while watching movie previews, you'll never be bored. But the Genius Switch is not just about selfish gain. It's about making a difference. When people become millionaires with Genius Mode, they start charities. And these charities are feeding and watering millions of children overseas. And this is really what the Genius Switch is all about. It's about community, it's about family, and it's about kindness. We believe that empowering regular people to become geniuses overnight is the way to lift up the lower class and turn them into players that compete at the highest levels of society. The Genius Switch is leveling the playing field. No longer must you be born with a 130 IQ. You tack on a few IQ points with each listen. No longer must you rely on good genetics. No longer are you bound by your natural talents. Now everyone can be great. Now everyone can be a star. And I want that for you. Just listen to what is happening all around the world thanks to this program. Dr. Carrie Levine, neuroscientist, writes, "As a neuroscientist, I'm constantly in the process of analyzing and synthesizing complex data. For years, I relied on traditional methods to enhance my cognitive performance, but nothing truly accelerated my mental clarity and focus the way Genius Switch did. After just a few weeks of incorporating it into my routine, I noticed profound changes in my ability to focus deeply on intricate research, think more critically, and retain complex information. I feel like I've unlocked a new level of cognitive performance, which has had a direct impact on my ability to push boundaries in my scientific work. Genius Switch isn't just a program, it's a breakthrough in cognitive enhancement." Dr. Alan Mitchell, medical doctor, writes, "As a busy physician, I'm constantly juggling patient care, research, and administrative duties. Burnout was beginning to take its toll, and I was struggling to stay sharp and maintain my energy throughout the day. That was until I tried Genius Switch. Almost immediately, I noticed my energy levels improve and my ability to think clearly under pressure skyrocketed. The mental fog I'd been battling vanished, and I could make faster, more accurate decisions for my patients. This product has had a transformative effect on my life, both professionally and personally. I feel like I'm operating at a level I never thought possible." Isabella Gonzalez, artist and painter, writes, "As an artist, creativity is my lifeblood, but I found myself hitting a wall, unable to find inspiration or push through artistic blocks. I had tried various methods, but nothing helped me tap into that flow state consistently. That is, until I discovered the Genius Switch. It was like a light bulb went off in my brain. Ideas started flowing effortlessly, my creative energy surged, and I was able to create work that was more dynamic and expressive than I thought I was capable of. It's not just that I can work longer or harder, it's that my work product is of a higher quality and I can sell it at higher prices. This has finally put me on firm financial footing." There are thousands more stories just like these that we don't have time to show you, but I think you're getting the picture. You're starting to realize it doesn't matter what work you do. Becoming a genius will help you dominate in that sector and in every facet of life. This will also be the simplest program you ever buy, because all you need to do is hit play and watch. We have done all the hard work. We've done the thousands of trials to perfect our isochronic frequency. We've gotten the thousands of case studies from highly satisfied customers of the product, so we know it works for absolutely every brain. We've integrated the isochronic frequency with little movie previews, so the entrainment program is as fun as it is effective. We know this works. The only question is, can you handle it? Can you handle your life changing on a dime? Can you handle a 5x increase in productivity from one session? Can you handle more light bulbs going off in your mind in a minute than you usually have in a year? If you find all these changes are happening too fast, there's a simple solution. Turn down the volume. When the volume decreases, the effects of the 583 Hz isochronic frequency also decrease, so the changes in your life will happen more gradually. And that might be the right thing for you. Everyone needs to reach their dreams at the pace that is appropriate for them and fits their lifestyle. When you want to speed up the changes, you simply bring the volume back to normal. You're probably wondering what I'm going to charge you for a brand new brain that can pick up any new skill within hours. You're probably wondering what I'm going to charge you for the ability to flow with the universe effortlessly for the rest of your life. You're probably wondering what I'm going to charge you for making all your wildest dreams attainable, because you have a brain that hones in on your goals like a high-intensity laser beam. And you're probably guessing the Genius Switch should cost a fortune. And you're right, it should cost a fortune, because the CIA, Hollywood, and millions of dollars worth of research went into making the Genius Switch the most powerful entrainment program on the planet. We've personally gone out of pocket to put thousands of subjects through the Genius Switch trials. Before we brought this to market, why did we do that? Because we had to make sure it works for absolutely every brain, and it passed that test with flying colors. And you cannot get anything like the Genius Switch anywhere else. Not online, not offline, not anywhere. Our brain entrainment tool is also backed by 65 peer-reviewed studies from the most prestigious universities in the world. No one else has that or even anything close to it. So what should that cost? Well, let's think about it. If you want brain entrainment therapy with a neurostimulation device operated by an experienced professional, prepare to pay $250 per session. If you want to see any decent results with that, you'll have to do it every day for a month. That adds up to $7,500 per month. Now, I could easily charge that $7,500 for the Genius Switch. And that's not even a leap of faith. It would be totally reasonable because our isochronic tones are every bit as good as theirs. Plus, they are set to riveting movie previews, so you're involving all the senses. And finally, with us, you don't have to keep coming back. You buy this once and get the results as many times a day as you please. So $7,500 would actually be a steal for the Genius Switch. When you consider how your brain affects your health, your finances, and your relationships, you're basically paying for a total life makeover. And if a life makeover isn't worth $7,500, I don't know what is. So all signs point to $7,500 as a decent price. But I decided not to go that route because I want the Genius Switch to reach the masses, not just the wealthy. The wealthy will be okay. It is the average Joe who is struggling right now, which means I'm going to lower the price for you all the way down to $2,500. $2,500 is an amount everyone can handle if they're honest with themselves. And the Genius Switch would pay for itself within a few short weeks. So that's where the price sat, for a while at $2,500. But one day I got to soul searching, and my intuition told me that if I make it even easier for people to get ahead in life, the good karma I would get back would far outweigh any monetary gain. That's why I took it from $2,500 to $1,000. And even though it seems absolutely crazy, I went even lower than $1,000, all the way to $800, then $500, then $200, and finally to less than a Benjamin. And that's where the price stands today. Our members understand that the investment of less than a Benjamin is less than you'd pay for one meal at a nice restaurant with your other half. Skip just that one meal and it's paid for. This amount really isn't a price. It's a way to ensure you don't take this program for granted, because people don't value what they don't pay for. And that's all I'm trying to do, to make sure you actually use it and actually get the results. I want to make a difference in millions of lives, so I'm charging just enough to get you the results that will allow you to retire comfortably and happily, so you can live the dream that's been stolen from us for far too long. And it gets better, because our members get the amount back at any time. In fact, I'll give you 365 days. After 365 days, you tell me if you want to pay for it, or if you want it for free. If you want it for free, it's yours. You just send an email to us, and we'll return everything you've paid back to your bank account in 24 hours. No questions asked, no resistance, no explanations needed. Just all your money back with a smile, and we part as friends. Because if you're not happy, I'm not happy. And if I'm not happy, I'm not taking a dime of your money. This means paying for the Genius Switch is completely optional. Don't say yes, just say maybe. Take it out for a spin, meet the community, and only then decide if you want to keep it. Buy now and decide later. All the risk is on me, and all the life gains are yours forever. This just became the easiest decision you may have ever made, because with that guarantee, it's clear that you cannot lose. The only way you could lose in this deal is by leaving it on the table. That sting of regret will leave a mark. But this deal gets even sweeter, because you're also going to get 3 gifts valued at $297 minimum. Here they are. Gift number 1, Brain Food, Hacks 101. Our members have learned that the only thing better than a genius brain is a genius brain that is properly nourished. Because while the Genius Switch works on the mind, Brain Food Hacks 101 changes the physical makeup of the brain. Like every organ, your brain needs certain nutrients to operate at peak performance. Luckily, nature provides us with all the brain-boosting nutrients we need, and in abundance. You can get them all at any grocery store if you know what to look for. That's right, these foods are easy to get, inexpensive, and delicious. But most importantly, they will give your brain the fuel it needs to run circles around your friends and coworkers. Eat your way to a 30-point bump in your IQ with every bite. Get this blueprint on Amazon for $49.95, or get it here 100% free with your order. Then there's gift number 2, the Dream Catcher. The Dream Catcher is a favorite in our community. It is the result of my relationships with some of the greatest law of attraction gurus in the field. You haven't heard of these gurus. They are known only to my inner circle of 8- and 9-figure kingpins. They wipe the floor with people like Joe Vitale. No offense to Joe. Anyways, I did these folks a favor and got them to contribute 3 incredibly engaging LOA audio tracks, which work seamlessly with the Genius Switch process. Together, we call them the Dream Catcher. These 3 tracks force you to visualize your dreams with pinpoint accuracy. With these visualization walkthroughs, you will know exactly what you want your life to look like in all domains. Watch as the synthesis of these 2 combined technological breakthroughs make your dreams materialize before your very eyes. Start getting the results you want. The results the law of attraction promised you but never delivered. Dreamcatcher will deliver, and it will deliver very quickly. Prepare for every aspect of your life to improve within 1 day of listening. Real value? Priceless. Gift number 3, Mind Reader X. Once our members start using the Genius Switch, they notice things they never noticed before. You will start to pick up on little things humans do with their eyes, their hands, and their mouth when they talk to you. This will happen because your brain is working more efficiently and therefore can take in more information about the present moment. You will find these micro behaviors interesting, but you might not know what to make of them. That's why I'm including Mind Reader X with your order. Mind Reader X will teach you how to decode absolutely everything you're seeing, instantly. With Mind Reader X, you will know when you're talking too much. You will know when a girl or a guy is into you. You will know when is the best time to ask for a raise. You will know how to tell when someone is lying to you. Every person you see will become an open book, because that's exactly what they are. Knowing how to read people means you have power over people. You can buy Mind Reader X separately on our website for $99.95, or you can get it here absolutely free with your order. Now for the moment of truth. You're about to make a decision that will affect you 5, 10, and even 20 years down the road. You're about to decide if you want a genius brain or a slow brain, and you will only get 1 shot at this decision. There is no middle ground. You will either hit this out of the park or walk away with your tail between your legs. You will either join the Genius Switch family or step behind us. I'm talking about your decision to invest in the Genius Switch at a steep discount and get the 3 gifts that come along with it valued at over $297. The button is below. Take a look at it. That's the door to your dreams. Will you walk through that door or will you choke? Will you turbocharge your life or stay in second gear? I can't make that decision for you. I can't hold your hand. You will have to walk through the door of destiny. But here's the truth. The journey towards a genius brain must begin with a small dose of courage and determination, and that courage must come from within you. So here's what I want you to do. Close your eyes and imagine what you will be able to do when you're in genius mode every day of the week. What your health will be like, what your energy will be like, what kind of car are you driving, who are you dating, how does that confidence feel? Pretty good, right? Well, that's nothing compared to how you feel when you actually get these results. Think about the new friends you will make in the brain activation family. Think of the wealth and the freedom that only comes with a supercharged brain. Allow yourself to feel what it's like to live your unreasonable dreams. And then, if you think that life you see is worth fighting for, I want you to hit the button below and place your order. And I want you to do it right now. Not for your sake, but for your family's sake, for your future generation's sake. They deserve a better life than what you've been giving them, don't you agree? Think about it. Hesitation and doubt hasn't helped you once in your life, and it's not going to help you here. You know what will make your life better immediately? Action. Taking 1 meaningful step towards your dreams. And the only step you need to take right now is simple. Place your order. Your credit card information is safe and encrypted. We can't see it even if we tried. So what's holding you back from taking this step towards your dreams? Is it the price? What is the price of not buying? How much money have you lost because your brain gave out on you? Is it the time it takes that's bothering you? You will be in genius mode in seconds. You'll be locked in genius mode for hours. You'll get more done in a day than you used to get done in a week. So in the end, this is going to give you more time than it takes. So hit that button right now. I give you permission to take this step towards a better life. Fill in your details. There are only two kinds of experiences in life. There are the experiences you can have and those you can't have. The key is to take the steps necessary to bring better experiences into your world, into your realm of possibility. What I'm saying is, all you have to do is believe your dream life can be yours, and it will be. I know. There's that pesky little voice inside that's holding you back. This annoying, self-limiting critter is whispering things in your ear like, this is probably just like all the other programs that didn't work. Or maybe it's saying, you failed 100 times. Why should you succeed now? Here's what I suggest you tell that voice. Say, if I let you run my life any longer, I will never move forward. I will never get ahead. So I'm done with you. I must listen to the voice of hope. I must understand that all the failures were failures because they were the wrong system, a broken system, a defective system. And nobody can make a defective car drive smoothly. That's not my fault. That's their fault. They sent me up a creek without a paddle. They promised the world and delivered a crappy ebook they hired someone in India to write for $59. I'm ready to step into a real system that's proven the right system. I'm ready to join the Genius Switch family. Once you've said that loud and clear, you're ready to hit the button below. The magic happens when you hit that button. Remember, this is the fastest, smoothest ride to your dreams that you will ever find. This is really backed by science. This is really being used right now by Hollywood actors, thanks to the research of the CIA. If you grasp how powerful that can be, go ahead and hit the button below. There is no better time to get started than now. The community inside cannot wait to meet you. Make your brain great again, because being average is no longer good enough. The economy is unforgiving and inflation is a ticking time bomb. Those in genius mode will be taking your jobs and your dates and telling you what to do. You can let them run circles around you, or you can become one of them. But those are your only two choices. It kind of reminds me of the Neuralink brain chips. Those with those implants will become a super race, because they be able to learn new skills in seconds. The Genius Switch will divide society in the same way. It will do everything a brain chip can do, but do it completely naturally. If you don't believe me, try me. Tell me after one session if I'm right. Take 30 days to see if you made the right decision. Go ahead. The activation button below is waiting for you. But it won't be there forever. This presentation will come down soon, because the powers that be don't like competition. They don't want you empowered, and they will sooner shut down this website than let you get ahead. You have two choices. You can spend 20 years figuring out how to get into genius mode yourself, or you can get into genius mode in the next 20 seconds. That's your choice. There really is no second best. It's joining the genius mode family, or bust, because there is no such thing as being partly great at something. You're either great at something or you're not. And there are no second place trophies in the game of life. Life is winner take all. I know what you're really after. It's not a product. It's a feeling. You want to feel like you felt when you were 8 years old. You want to feel power. You want to feel love. And the genius mode can give you all the above. But you will never know how good your life could have been if you don't hit the button below. Let me remind you, your brain is born in genius mode. The school system robbed genius mode from you. And now I'm giving you a chance to get back what is rightfully yours. Genius mode is how God made you. It's the most natural state of human consciousness, and you will know that clearly in the next 60 seconds if you take action on your dreams. Losers will lose. They will always lose. They will stop growing, stop believing, stop trying. They will let cold skepticism win the day and sabotage their chance to be great. On the other hand, winners will always win. They will leap at opportunities to improve their life. They will not doubt their abilities. They will trust their intuition. They will know they can make any product work because success comes from just taking one step at a time in the right direction. And this is the right direction. I know you want to be a winner. I know a winner is what you truly are, and I'll be there with you in the winner's circle in just 60 seconds when you place your order now. What's really holding you back is you don't understand that your brain is in your control. You were taught your IQ is like your shoe size. You're either gifted or average. But the science says otherwise. The science says there's something called neuroplasticity, which means your brain can form new neural connections at every moment, which means you can become smarter with the right tools. And there's really no limit to how smart you can become, because there's no limit to how many connections you can make or how fast you can make them. Let me ask you this: if you knew this program would lead to you making just $1 million, would you have any doubt about what to do right now? Of course not. You would join this community of winners and start succeeding the same day. But is this situation so different? Isn't it true that if you don't make $1 million with the Genius Switch, that you'll get all your money back? Yes, that is true. If you don't make $1 million, you can ask for all your money back. Why? Because I am promising you, you'll hit every target you set, or you don't pay for it. That includes making $1 million. So this is really make $1 million or don't pay. And you're still on the fence? You have to ask yourself, what is really stopping me from hitting the button? What payoff am I getting by doing nothing? What addiction am I feeding? Is it an addiction to being average, to poverty, to laziness, to the status quo? Is it an addiction to self-doubt and self-sabotage? Aren't you bigger than those addictions? Isn't it time you free yourself from those shackles? I think so. So maybe it's time to grow up and hit the button below. Take control of your future because nobody will do that for you. Maybe there's a few nagging questions in your mind that need to be addressed. So let's go over those now. Question number 1. What exactly are isochronic tones and how do they work? Great question. The process behind the Genius Switch is what scientists call brain entrainment. There are several frequencies of brain waves, including delta, theta, and alpha waves. When you put on headphones with our isochronic tones, your internal brain waves will instantly sync up with the external brain waves coming in from the outside. This will automatically shift your brain into a state of hyperfocus and flow, which is an optimal brain state where life becomes effortless. Learning happens quickly, and as a result, you will become good at almost anything within days. Question number 2. Can I really expect to get into a flow state with just listening to these tones? Here's the deal. Flow state isn't some mythical, hard-to-reach concept. It's a state you've felt before, right? It is that moment when time flies and everything just clicks. It's when the concert hits a high note. You've been there. You've had the aha moment that made everything simple. Our 583 Hz tones primes your brain to enter that flow state easily. All you have to do is listen and watch, and trust me, once you get into flow, it's game over for procrastination and self-doubt. Cue number 3. How quickly will I see results? Our members feel a massive sea change the moment they hit play, but the full effect will take 60 seconds or more. After a few days of listening and watching, you will get into flow faster and more easily, and after a few weeks, you will be locked into the flow state. At this point, you will only need to use the brain entrainment as a refresher and as needed. Your life will change radically from day one. I can promise you that. Cue number 4. Will this actually help me make more money? I get it. Money is the end game for everyone. You want actual results. But you recognize that money is just an outgrowth of certain mental abilities. Money is a natural consequence of being in genius mode for extended periods of time. Billionaires are always in genius mode, and that is why they have billions. Slow brains will never see even millions, and not in a million years. Since billionaires' brains are naturally optimized, they see opportunities where others don't. They best their opponents in negotiations easily. They solve problems with lightning-fast speed. And their business ideas and business plans are always well thought out and on point. This is why they're the rich and most are not. Our members have proven money comes very quickly after entering genius mode. We cannot legally make any earnings claims. But I can say, make room in your bank account and get a financial advisor because you're going to need one. Q. Number 5. How can this improve my relationships? If you're in slow mode, you're probably not showing up as your best self in relationships, whether romantic or professional. But in genius mode, you instantly become an amazing listener. For the first time, you can really focus on what your partner is saying and get lost in their music. You will read body language better. You'll be more present. Your sense of humor will improve, so you'll be more charismatic and charming. You will become much more like the partner your other half always wanted you to be. So, yes, all your relationships are headed for a huge upgrade and a sizable dose of red-hot passion. Cue number 6. Will these tones work if I'm not into meditation or new age stuff? This isn't about sitting cross-legged and chanting mantras. This is about science. This is about using a proven frequency to tap into your brain's potential. You don't have to be some guru to get results. Just press play, let the frequency work, and let your brain do what it was meant to do, perform at the highest level imaginable. Cue number 7. Is it safe to listen to these tones? These tones are 100% safe to listen to and watch at safe volume levels. No weird side effects, no negative impact has ever been reported by any of the Genius Switch family. The only thing that might happen is you get hooked on how productive and focused you'll become. It's like your brain finally unlocking its full potential, which, let's face it, is what you deserve. Cue number 8. Do I need any special equipment to use the tones? Nope. All you need is a pair of headphones, preferably good ones for maximum clarity, and your phone, tablet, or computer. It's that simple. You're not investing in a complicated system here. Just plug in, press play, and let the magic happen. No excuses, no fancy gear, just results. Now that I've answered your questions, maybe answer one of mine. Where do you want to be 10 years from now? Do you want to be in the same spot you are right now? Then do nothing. But if you want to look back 10 years from now and say, I can't believe how far I've come, then you'll hit the button below. A human who isn't growing is dying. I'm afraid there are only those two options. You either grow yourself as a human being and get better, or our members do it without you and take all your opportunities. I know, spending money is not fun, just like taking pictures is not fun. But we take the pictures because we enjoy having the pictures for many years to come. It's the same thing here. A minor pinch of less than a Benjamin inoculates you for decades. It's a small price to pay for a family that has your back at every step. What we have here is the opportunity to make a permanent shift. Once you know how to get into genius mode, you will always be able to get into genius mode. And the people outside of this community, they still won't know how to get into genius mode for the rest of their life. And that is why you will be their masters. If dominating life sounds like something that's up your alley, join the Genius Switch family. Hit the button below. Don't do what you want to do. Do what needs to be done. Hit the button below now.